All right. I want to talk to you about the two expressions of the Holy Spirit in the life of a believer, which you may, of course, have known. I just want to share my thoughts and perspective about it, and that is the fruits of the Spirit and the gifts of the Spirit. So there is the gift of the Spirit, which Paul enumerates in First Corinthians chapter 12 from verse 1, all right, and verse 8 thereabouts, which talks about the gifts of working of miracles, gift of power, the gifts of faith, gifts of healings, prophecy, tongues, diverse kinds of tongues, and all of that. And then went further to tell us how they work. Now, there is also the fruit of the Spirit, which communicates the character of the Holy Spirit in our lives. That is the workings of the Spirit within the believer. Now, the difference between the gifts and the fruits is this: the gifts of the Spirit empowers you for ministry to do the work of God. As a Christian, you are called to the work of the ministry, not just those in the fivefold. The fivefold are called to equip you. You are called to do the work of ministry by reaching out to souls, right? So you need those gifts to operate, to get souls saved. However, what's more important is the fruit of the Spirit. That is the outworking, the inward workings of the Spirit in your life. We call it them fruits because they are the products, of the work that the Spirit of God has done in you. And so Galatians chapter 5 began to show us in verse 20, 21, 22, how to move from the works of the flesh into the works of the Spirit, and began to tell you things like meekness, patience, temperance, long suffering, kindness, gentleness, and all of these things. Now, they are important in the life of a believer. And whilst many people in this generation are looking to want to work in different gifts of the Spirit, that's important. But what's more important is that you allow the Holy Spirit to work on your inside to produce and develop the character of the Spirit, which is actually the character of God, Christ. So the Holy Spirit comes to work the character of Christ in you, which we now call fruits. We call them fruits because they are evidences, they are proofs of what God has done. So you don't tell me I'm a Christian, I'm full of the Holy Spirit alone. What makes me know that you are a believer are the fruits, the products of the work of the Spirit in your life, which I see in your character, in your lifestyle, and in your the way you do things. And so I want to encourage you to, whilst you seek to walk in the gift of the Spirit, desire also to walk, to allow the Holy Spirit to do His perfect work in you, that you may be thoroughly furnished unto every good works. God bless you. See you next time. Bye for now.